What up? All right. Let's turn that down. My God, that's loud. There we go. All right, so we are gonna do the Red Sox, Cubs, and White Sox today. Exciting stuff, I know. If you didn't tune in yesterday, we went through the Diamondbacks through Orioles. Pretty straightforward stuff. Not really many things I disagree with. What's up, Alex? Oh, nice. Hey, good to see you, man. Thanks for helping me do the notes and pushing me to come back and do this. No, it's good to see you. So the goal of this, I mean, I'm telling you right now. What up, Jordan? I'm going to be doing this a lot. This is essentially what I do for the next week. So I wouldn't be shocked if I do multiple of these like late streams, random times, just so you know. I actually was watching Schwebs and then said, hey Schwebs, I got to go to this thing. He's like, okay, you cool, I'll stop. So yeah, I'll make it so that neither of us do it at the same time. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be doing these, I'm going to try and do them like 9 to 11. I'm trying to get like an earlier sleep time and everything going as I get closer to the start of the year. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I'm going to be doing a lot of these streams. So be ready if you want to hang out and do this. All right. Let's just go into this. So Eovaldi, a 4-1, I don't agree with. 29 over 80. 180, 29. I don't know about that. So we're gonna do Eovaldi right now. Got Eovaldi here. I mean, he just went 180. What has it been? 180. This was obviously weird, but this was. I think this is the assumption that too many people are making. Because Eovaldi, even before like this, never been a good staple of health and longevity. Also, the idea of 29 starts but 180 innings doesn't seem right to me. I feel like it's a little too aggressive. I'm going to go 165 here. So I'm going to do that. And then as far as the ERA goes with the Eovaldi, like it was, I think we can all agree. I mean, it's funny. There's a 3.7 here and a 3.75 here. Not exactly sure what the differences are. I imagine intentional walks change this a little. So it's actually, we have a 4.3 because of that. Huh. 29.8, 30.8. Weird. You guys are seeing, yeah, I gotta be better about this. I'm much of a, I use my entire screen and stuff, but I zoomed it in for you guys, so that made it worse. Hey, what's up? I drink colloidal silver. What? Nope. I got nothing. Colloid. No. Hey, Silver, what's up, man? Abel, good to see ya. Where are these initial projections from? Colloidal silver. I don't know what that is. Can I look it up? Is it safe to do it? Is that all right? Good question, Abel. That is from our projection team, Aiden Hall and Frank Bruni. This is really their first draft of it, and it's something that they've been doing a lot of things, and they gave a first pass of it and everything. It's great. And essentially what we're doing is we're going to use this as a foundation for now me to then build on top of, and then in future years it's going to be more and more complex and stuff like that. See, why would you drink it then? Don't drink it. All right, this is something. Huh. Hey, OTC. I know it's over at the counter. It's not on the corner. Okay, anyway. The main thing that has me more convinced about the success of Eovaldi is the curveball. And it's kind of funny. I completely whiffed on this entering 2022. Sorry, 2021. I completely neglected to recognize that his curveball performed this well last year. Strikes were a little bit low, but this was so good. I think I must have looked at it and been like, I don't really believe that it's going to be that good. But then it did again, 41%. That's really good. This is on the curveball for Eovaldi. And look at that lovely, lovely gif. This is actually a really nice one. Look at this. On the edge at 99. Has a little bit of tail on it. Stays in there. Beautiful. This came down, but this really isn't the pitch. I mean, this is actually a super high strike rate in 2020. What was the line in 2020? This is interesting. All right. So what do we have him at? 4-1 and 126. I don't agree with that. I don't think he's going to be so great, but I think a 122 is pretty safe. And a 385. I think that seems reasonable. He's an extremely good walk rate guy. I mean, this is just who he is. 6 seems too high. Let's give him a 4.8. And then strikeout rates have been up. I think it does fall down. So I actually do agree with the 24.2. I think he just gets hit more is really the whole thing. Like the split. Yeah, can this continue this level? I don't know. It all seems somewhat believable. Just a little bit. He's a mystery. All right. I think this is fine. In a broad sense, do you know how they arrived at the projections? Pitching plus, comparable numbers, players, expected stats. Yeah, let me think for a second. I don't know the exact secret sauce quite yet. I don't think it's, I'll put it this way. I think there are other things we can do better about them. But it's better than just a basic Marcel, which is just, the regression models over 3 years. It's a little bit more, advanced than that, right? But it's not pitching plus, for example. Like, we won't be able to get that data to be able to use pitching plus. Next year, we're going to have a lot more things at our fingertips, which you'll see. You'll understand more later on this year. I can say this year now, not next year, because it's January 1st. You guys will understand that. But yeah, this is just kind of us getting into the groove of projections this year, and I'm overseeing, just fine-tuning it that I can kind of put my stamp on it. What's up, Schwebs? Good streaming, man. I'm still absurdly jealous of your ability in Dark Souls that I never had. But anyway, okay. I'm going to move on to Pivetta now. Let's just get it from here. The FCL here, okay. I wonder what this is. Oh, it's probably by innings per team. Yeah, that's what it is. So at first glance, this seems too high. This is all right, honestly. I'd probably say a 4.4. This is probably too low. Yeah, the walk rate was, yeah, okay. The hit per 9, I think, is always going to be kind of elevated with Pivetta, is the problem. This is kind of a good projection, actually. Yeah, I'm fine with it. 146 over 23 is what, though? Yeah, that's too high. I mean, that's expecting some relief appearances is why it's suggesting that. How many starts do we think? I mean, Pivetta is in the rotation, right? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a 27, but actually not really raise this much, because I don't think he's an efficient pitcher. I'm gonna do like 151. Let's do that. I'll give him. Yeah. Okay. Actually, what was the? Yeah, let's just leave it like that. That's fine. Okay. We're gonna go to Chris Sale. Yeah, I'm not gonna get in the way of this number. Chris Sale 406 127. What is this? That's no. And no. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna do some fine tuning here. I mean, to me, the question about Sale is just about the changeup. Is it going to come back as the velocity is slightly under, I think, of the old-timey Chris Sale? Wow. That's amazing, because it's taking the 440 probably heavily. That's why I made it 406. Even though this was absurdly high with that. You can't see what I'm doing. The homer per 9 was super high with Chris Sale in 2019. Got a little better. I mean, this is just not right. We all know this. Okay. So Chris Sale, not at 27. I'm going to say it's a 28.5, first of all. I'm going to ping him for a 117 whip. Wow, and no, actually probably better than that. Yeah. Give him a 114. With a 3.62 ERA. How many starts is Chris Sale going to make? Honestly, I don't think he's going to be hampered. So I'm going to push him up to 28 and 165. That feels right. Hey, what's up, Maximo? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, man. Oh man, sorry I missed all these comments, guys. Regarding Sale, what do you think of him throwing his fastball as fast as ever at the end of the season, but slider as slow as ever during the same time? That's a great question. I have no idea what to make of that. Not typical at all. Yeah, look into that for a second. So you're saying 94 and then 77. So compared to, like, let's say these games. Can you see it? Okay, you can't. You're missing it by barely over here. Now let's move it here. There you go. So yeah, 92, 76 here. So it kind of looks like the 77 is standard, right? 78, 77. But the 94 isn't. Yeah, 94 is a little high. What was it here? 94, 78. So I don't know I don't know what you're saying much about the slider. But was he able to ramp up the fastball a little bit, looks like. Oh, to his previous seasons. So let's take a look at that. So, I mean, this is the thing about the fastballs. 94, really 94, 95 in previous years. And then we knew this one, if you guys remember distinctly, he was shoving the ball at the beginning of the year. We were all terrified. He got some of it back, but wasn't quite the old one. While this is kind of, yes, this is fell down too comparatively. I mean, pretty much the same, honestly, if you ask me. The changeup is a worrisome one to me. CSW's went way down, which isn't good. Strike rates fell on it. Plus percentage fell on it. Got hit hard. That's not good. It's not what you want. I mean, look at this O-swing drop on his changeup, like, and that to me would mean that he would have to throw. It's the same zone rates. I would think it would have a negative effect on the slider and the fastball. Yeah, maybe a little bit more hittable on the fastball because of it. But yeah, this has got to get better. Yeah, I think I feel good about this. All right, whose projections? What up, Air White? So this is from our PL staff of Frank Hall and Aiden Hall and Frank Bruni. And then I'm adjusting it from there. So my job is essentially now to go through these and give my approval. Actually, let's just do this. That makes me feel so much happier. The whole thing, I could just kind of keep going down. Slider also is slowest or lowest swing strike rate ever. Yeah, 14-2. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Got more called strikes though. What was the swing rate down? Yeah, a little bit. Not really, actually. Interesting stuff. By the way, we had a fun little bug this morning. If you guys were freaking out about the player pages, it's because it was 2022. We forgot that like we have to change that. It's all good. It was just it's a funny thing. Rosewell, man, I'm a Michigan fan, and that was so bad yesterday. Like on the few times I actually like sit down to watch a football game, it was just, why am I doing this? This is the worst thing ever. Projection QA, exactly right. What we're doing. Okay, so I feel this is pretty good. I think that Chris Sale isn't like a lock to just be an ace again. But 28 starts, 165 innings seems kind of fine. I mean, there is, there is some concern that, he hasn't actually. Well, this we know why he only had 25 starts. This he came back into the season. I don't think he had an injury or anything. So, and this was kind of weird. How many do I have him for? 28? Maybe that's a little too high. I'll put him at 26. And then down to 157 innings. There we go. Ta-da! Projections. So accurate every time. Alright, I think that's good. Does it maintain that it's bolded if I do that? It's not. So I gotta not do that. That's annoying as heck. So I gotta not do that. Ugh. I wanted to do that, and I keep the bold. Seriously? It removes the bold, and I have to rebold it? Why would you do that to me? Just fill it in. Whatever. We'll just do that. It's okay. I'll get over it. Tanner Houck. Oh, right. They signed Waka and Hill. So, oh man. So one thing, by the way, guys, I'm gonna have to come back. This Connor Siebold is not gonna have this many starts, so we're gonna ignore him. But I'm actually gonna have like I'll do that. Stropcast is bad. I don't understand that reference. I'm very sorry, Maximo. Wait, I do completely. Pedro Strop getting removed and he's pointing to the sky for forgiveness. Oh my God, Bob Costas. Yep, it was Strop Costas bad. Absolutely. I understood that reference. Okay. So anyway, so what I was trying to say there was that we have, we put these out. I got sent these November 23rd. So I'm going to get another updated version that's going to say, hey, cool, these are the signings that happened before the lockout. So that this is going to adjust a little bit for these guys a bit. And I'll probably have to go back and do that. But I got to get through all this in the meantime. Okay. So, Tanner Houck. It's not going to be a 3.52. Sorry, guys. This seems right as far as innings, though. 27% strikeout rate seems a little too aggressive. I know it's been a 30%, but it's not 3.52 just because that's all we had. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I'm gonna put this as a 3.9 first of all, and probably 1.22 just to 1.24, just to pull it down. The slider wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. Oh my God, I hate this so much. Like the slider was just a 17% swing strike rate, which is very weird. A sub 60% strike rate. Again, not the elite pitch that I thought it was. Excellent CSW, but he would miss out of the zone a lot and then wouldn't get the O swing that we need. For this strike rate to be higher with this high of a CSW, it needs to mean that O swing is good. because then it's not a ball or it's hit into play essentially, which we want because it's a bad batting average allowed. But that's an issue right now. Yeah, that's a good enough fastball. The changeups, I mean, essentially that's what the splitter is. It's not really. I mean, yeah, it's a rare one we saw in 2020. We saw like 2. Let's see. Yeah, nothing's really jumping out here. Did you have a show me? Zone rate 20%. Didn't even throw this past year. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. That seems fine. Actually, yeah, 27 seems fine, I guess. 8.6. How volatile was he here? Yeah, all right. I mean, he had the. Okay, so I'm assuming days like this is where the slider. Oh, interesting. I expect the slider to be worse on a day like that. We had a lot of walks, because you would lean on it more, and generally that would prevent those walks. Not a single whiff though on 43 fastballs in the 8, right? Oh, and he threw 21 changeups. Huh. That's very odd. Yeah, wow. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of call this a day here. I think this is fine. 3.9, 124. Seems about right. Yeah. You dare raise it from a 3.52, Jordan. It's not everyone's. It's not my darling. You know, the two worries I have are how many starts is he gonna make, especially now that Waka and Hill are there. 17 might be a little low, considering that there are. You know, I'm gonna raise this. I'll put it at 22, and then that would mean about what, 5 more starts. So let's say those are 5 innings each. It's 25, so from 115 to 140. Okay. I don't think he's an efficient pitcher. 140 over 22. That is something I'm gonna do with the computer. Now keep in mind there would be relief appearances in there. So yeah, that's fine. Okay. Thanks a lot, Abel. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's not. I'm not expecting a 6.4 innings per start from Houck. I just think he's gonna get 22 starts, probably get about 120 innings or so from that, maybe actually 110, and then get 30 innings in relief or something like that. Right, so 110 over 22 is 5. Yeah, all right, so probably 120 over 22. Yeah, 5.5, and then that makes sense to me a lot. 20 innings in relief, sure. Okay, Kyle Hendricks. Oh my God, no idea. Ugh, this is gonna be so hard to do. So the question is he completely washed up or not, right? By the way, that's all we're doing for the Red Sox right now. That's why I've labeled them like this, because then once we get to the FAs over here, I'm just gonna wait for the projection to update again for these guys. Perception problem with the slider. What do you mean by that, Maximo? So Jordan. 6+ is generous. Not exactly sure what you mean. Yeah, it's hard to predict the 6+ IPS for anybody these days, but I don't for Houck. But Jordan, over under 3.6 ERA for Tanner Houck in 2022. All right. I mean, you can't actually, like, we want that. We can see it. We can see a scenario where that happens, but it's not something I can do as a projection. So I mean, there's certainly a side where he's under a 4. You know, he's above a 4, I should say. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Strowman Hendrix. Okay, so I can't do Strowman, I don't think yet, sadly. I'd like to. I mean, I feel like I feel like I just need to wait here. I can't do this stuff. Like all of these, there's so many. How many of these do I need to update, right? First of all, not gonna do this guy, not gonna do him, not gonna do him, not gonna do him. Not gonna do him, not gonna do him. Nope. 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 So yes, yes. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Nope. Nope. Yes. Probably no, no. 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 I know. Yeah, what is up with Rick Porcello right now? I'll look into that. I don't know. We'll look into that. Probably not. Like, there's a lot of these that we're just not going to do a projection for. But yeah, I got to do him. I got to do him. Probably have to do him. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 Probably. Yes. 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 Like, these guys. Anything above here I have to do. And a lot of these actually have signed, surprisingly. So, I would be able to do them before. So, but I expect to get a new wave of this stuff by like Monday or Tuesday. Oh, you think the slider would be more successful? There's plenty of room to grow. Exactly, yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, you're here from the YouTube channel. Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you enjoy the stuff on YouTube. Yeah, this is I don't know if this stuff is gonna go on YouTube. Like, I kind of want to save that for just those shorter me breaking down a picture video. But thanks, man. This is more of the back end process. And don't hesitate. Ask any questions you guys have inside of this. I love good tangents like that. It's why we all do it, because we just want to talk about this stuff. But yeah, there is a chance that Houck's slider turns into like a Barrios curveball in the sense that we think it's better than it actually is. I hope not. I really don't. Hope that's true. I remember he was my 100 entering this past year because he really impressed me in the fall of 2020. It's just about opportunity. Okay. Adbert Alzolay. I mean, I remember Bailey, that is foolish, was like, Adbert Alzolay, all of a sudden, he's a huge fan of it. If you guys remember, in April and May, we were all in on Alzolay. I mean, it was looking like, you know, there was this crop of guys that were throwing fastballs and sliders just predominantly, and having success with it, like Oscar Reno and Dylan Lamet and Freddie Peralta. And it's just like, oh yeah, a really good slider and then a hard fastball. Like, those are two good qualities. And Adbert Alzolay is the one that's kind of forgotten of that lot. He was doing really well. It was like a streaming pick for like a month, and then he got hurt and then never really, you know, came back in the right way. I think that's not reflected in this. This is super beneficial. We'll talk about him in a second. I'm sorry, I forgot about Hendrix. Okay. So Hendrix last year, I believe this is the problem, right? Home runs all of a sudden went up. Grounders went down. I mean, not really that much. Career's 47, so it's smaller, but not everything. If I remember correctly, his sinker just got destroyed. 292 batting average allowed versus the lower ones in previous years. I mean, if this is combining all fastballs, I think how we handle fastballs got kind of messed up, and it always bothered me through the years. Mariners fan, I really appreciate your videos on Flexon and Gilbert. Oh, no problem, man. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Yeah, Logan Gilbert, dude. Logan Gilbert actually figures out his slider consistently. I mean, there's also the changeup and curveball too. That'll be exciting. Chris Flexon, though, is doing exactly what I thought would happen. I call him the Derek Rodriguez. That's essentially a guy who has a fantastic season, but then no one cares in the next year's drafts. So, for example, right now, this is the National Fantasy Baseball Championship. You guys can't see, but right here is where Chris Flexon is. Chris Flexon, he's at 140 of starting pitchers, and that's 369. Like, that is unbelievably low for a guy, I believe, who had his sub-3 ERA over the season. Something like that, right? Oh, 3.61 and a 125 whip. Like, that's good. It's better than how a lot of these guys did. So, you know, people are just like, oh, we don't believe it at all, which is unfortunate, but I think it's the right call. This is kind of wild to me. Wow, he's at 400? Okay, hold on a second. This is just so nuts to me. Is he done? Ha! He's not done. He's done for the season. What was the injury here? I think he got an injection in his elbow, right? Elbow inflammation. I think he got an injection. Yeah, elbow injection. Okay. And what's this full recovery?
What? Dang, look at you.
Oh, thanks so much for the follow. You're awesome, man. Sean Moa. Great to see you. Hey, how do I pronounce this? Taiku? I don't know. I hope that's right. So we had a slight UCL sprain, 2 months recovery, which is totally fine. And that might have been why his fastball was a lot worse this year than it used to be. Oh man, I forgot. Well, all right. We'll get that included midway through the year. Sorry, just Paddock reminded me of something for PL7 that I dropped the ball on. Anyway, Paddock shouldn't be going at 400. I think that's just ridiculous. He's down here. I think that's criminal. Anyway, we're gonna go back to Hendrix. His curveball used to be this CSW pitch. Tons of called strikes on, and then all of a sudden it shifted. Somehow guys started swinging at it, I assume. Swing percentages were under 30% and then jumped up to 40, 35 and 40, which is a huge deal because that means he can't get the same amount of strikes with it. So 62% falls down to 55. That's a problem. Forcing it so that they can swing more at sinkers, just fastballs in general, which, what do you know, not good for Hendrix. The changeup also, this used to be a really good swing strike rate pitch. Not anymore. 14.5 and getting hit harder. So yeah, it's a little worrisome. What are the called strike rates? He still gets an elite called strike rate on his sinker, which is great. I mean, he needs that. Super high strike rates. Ground ball rate fell down. This is actually excellent. This is really impressive. 32% sinker O-swing is everything you want. That was a very weird sound. Okay. I guess it all adds up to me being like, you're not a 4.77. You know, like having a 10 hit per 9 is kind of wild, and likely not going to stick. But is he going to be a, 3.5 like we always thought he would be? Probably not. I'm going to say he's going to be like a 3.9 or something like that. We have a 4.14. I'll do this. I'll cut the difference. Say it's a 4.04. Error. Whip at 135. They say 125. I think this is fine. Yep, this seems good. This stuff seems good. Walk rate 5.6, sure. I'll say he gets a little better at this, 5.2. But yeah, works for me. Let's go back to Alzolay though. Alzolay is the most fun one. If you guys remember, there was a clip like in March of last year. Oh God, Nick, what'd you do? Alzolay. Clip last year of me reacting to watching Adbert Alzolay throwing 90 plus, and then all of a sudden the slider being filth. That's so filthy. And the thing is, I had this mental image of Alzolay being more violent than what we're seeing here, just with the entire mechanics. But this is actually a lot more up, down, out, simple. Like straight and not, and then after this, being closed and slow, as opposed to quick and fast and everything all over the place. Like this is still, like head is in the same spot. This is really good. You have the hips ready to open while the shoulders are still closed. And then exploding towards home. Really nice. Which I, of course, didn't show you guys because I'm terrible. I'm actually going to change this here. I'm going to do that. So you guys can see more stuff here. But there you go. And then... all right. So with Alzolay, here, I'll do this again. Bam. So the story with Alzolay was that when he came back, he was a reliever instead of a starter. But if you remember this is where he was cruising. I'm trying to find the moment of injury. I think it was here. Yeah, it was after this game. So he pitched this one hurt. He had a gallows pull, which is kind of hilarious because no one pitched this game at day or something like that. It's 10. Yeah. There were 6 pitchers on this Monday. So he won it with 10, which is so sad. But if you notice before this game when he got hurt after, he was cruising. You know, the one before, 7 whiffs on sliders, 36% CSW, fastballs were getting tons of called strikes. It's what you want. Dingers, dongs, and drives. Oh man. Abel, yeah, we'll go into that in a second. I'll take a look into that definitely. Well, 5.6. The reason I didn't do 5.6 was because that was the high. And that was a high this year, and I'm essentially saying that I think he'll be a little bit better, so that would mean the walk rate would fall a little bit closer to the career stuff. I know it, but I mean this is what, like, projections to me are silly. I say this all the time, but also I need to be able to say, like, yeah, cool, I kind of, you know, I agree with the projection and stuff. It's fine. Dingers, dongs, and drives. Okay. All right, so let's look into that with Alzolay. Generally when you have fastball slider guys, the big problem is home runs. Why? Because you only have to guess between 2 pitches, and that means they can sell out for stuff. So yeah, this is obnoxious as anything. 1.8 and a 22%. That's oof. That's the homer. Sorry, the homer per 9 and the homer 5 ball rate for Alzolay. Way too high, right? Those are generally kind of things that over time, as more experience on the bump, those correct themselves. Those get depressed. It's always good to see, by the way, Sierra at 381 at the same time. Sierra also is not like FIP. FIP says home runs are a skill, so if you allow a lot of them, that's a skill you don't have. While Sierra says, yeah, there's some skill to it, but like they normalize them often, and I expect them to come down a little bit based on league average a bit. Not saying if it were league average, which XFIP is. Sierra is a little bit smarter about it. The thing is, though, because it's a low walk rate, which is really good, you still have a really good whip. And I think that whip at 121 is too high because of that. He doesn't walk guys. I don't think he's going to start doing that. The hit per 9 at 8 seems reasonable. So I'm going to put this as a 1.9 at the very least. I mean, maybe like this is a little fortunate. 6.6. It's probably not an 8.2. Come on, 7.5. Yeah, I'll put him at 1.9 and 7.5 here. 4.26 though. Sure. I think that's a fine projection. 25%. Yeah. So this is the question mark, is how many innings. I don't know if 152 is in the cards. You're 100% right, Abel. He added a cutter, which I don't know if they classified well here. They didn't. I actually remember getting really upset about that. But he was throwing a cutter to help get strikes later in the year. Actually, if I remember correctly, had good command of it. What's up, PJ? Good to see ya. LTNS. Happy New Year. Oh, man. LTNS. Nope. Long time no see. Thank you so much. I usually like enjoy trying to figure out what acronyms are. A long time no see. Good to see you, PJ. Thanks for tuning in, man. All right. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, because there's no subs or anything because I haven't been on for like 2 months. So yeah, if you have a Prime sub, help me out. It's free for you. Helps me out. All right, so I think with Alzolay, he didn't get to start by the end. He should be in that rotation. As of right now, it's this: Strowman, Hendrix, Miley, Alzolay, and Mills. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of ran with that. Which actually, 152 sounds about right then. Over 22 starts. This is sure. I'm just gonna say sure here. Seems cool to me. Gonna move on. Right? Yeah, okay. Moving on. Oh, Alec Mills. So early to be thinking about Adbert Alzolay's walk rate. I know, right? Guys, January, this month is... We're going to be thinking about a lot of walk rates. You didn't know PitchCon is coming in 3.5 weeks. Essentially, yeah, 4 weeks from today is the last day of PitchCon. Which means for me, I am going to be doing my yearly presentation of 100 pitchers in 50 minutes again. So that means I need to essentially have my rankings and stuff done before PitchCon happens, which then means, because that starts on the 26th, so that's 25 days away. And before I even do those, I need to do all these projections before I start the whole writing process. So yeah. So even if, like, my goal is to get this done by the 10th, right? Then that gives me 2 weeks to write like 20,000 words. No problem. Yeah. If you guys can figure out how to make it rhyme, sure. I can maybe make that work. Like someone else write it for me. I'll recite it. Oh my god. But I mean, the thing is, I won't give away my top 100 for PitchCon. Like, that will be 2 weeks before the launch of PL7. That's when the full top 200 will come out. So, but I need to feel pretty good about the top 100 to do 50 pitchers, 100 pitchers in 50 minutes. I might do 125 in 60. But, yeah, I can't do 60 because that kind of goes into the next presentation. That doesn't work. So I'm going to, yeah. Yeah, I'll do 150 and whatever. I did it within like 4 seconds, I remember last year, which was pretty hilarious to me. Challenge accepted. All right, Jordan. I look forward to that. So Alec Mills, honestly, this seems right off the bat. I think he's gonna get more than 21 starts though. So I'm gonna give him 25 here, and then bump this up to 153. But I don't see why this doesn't happen. Actually, I'll probably say 158. Right? Like, Mills is the number 5. He's pretty pedestrian. 160. This is all fine. I'm not going to think about this. I don't care about you guys. And you're not actually in it because it's Miley and Strowman. So we're going to move on. Sweet. I think we can get past just the White Sox now, which is great. I can maybe do 4 today. And get through more stuff. Okay. So, Lance Lynn. I'm absolutely okay with that. And by the way, when do you guys do you have your guest? Is it this weekend? Is that right? Your guest for In the Deep, which I'm very excited about. Upcoming Thursday. Sweet. I like it, the tone, not that one. I like the tone. I think that's better. This is probably the 5 that I have here. It's got to be. Yeah, no big signings and nothing. Okay, cool. So we're going to be able to knock out all of these, which is great. For Lance Lynn. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I was going to... Cool, great, great. I think this is a little high, though. No, this is... I'm going to say 111. Walk rate at 7.7. Sure. It's fine. More innings than this, I think. I'm going to have 183. 30 starts. Yeah. I mean, that's saying 6 IPS. But I mean, generally he should. I know he wasn't efficient this past year. Like he had many starts that were just like not 4.2, a lot of 5s. Yeah, he wasn't going as deep as normal. So fine, I'll pull that back a little. 177. I'll do that. 25 versus 7.7. Sure, he's probably a little higher than 25 though. As far as his stuff, there's nothing that's alarming to me that like. At least I don't think so. Let's see if there is something. The tone will be light. Of course it will. It's a wonderful guest you have. It's Ellen Adair, by the way, guys. Enjoy Ellen Adair on In the Deep. It's going to be the best time. Sorry to spoil it for you two, but also I wanted to... No, I want to advertise it. I want people to look forward to it for you. Spoilers. Don't spoil it. What? No, I'm giving you guys promotion for it. Don't worry. This is a very small amount of the people that are going to be listening to it. The ones that are here now. Don't blab it to everybody. Sorry, I should have asked, but no. You guys should be y'all should be looking forward to it now. Like a ton. That's all I wanted to do for you. Okay. Lance Lynn, let's see if there's anything shocking. Oh, that stinks, PJ. Sorry, I can't turn those off. I want to. Is age? I don't know. I think for someone that has been doing this for like generally honest, like there's nothing that tells me that he's hitting the wall now, and we've seen a lot of older pitchers just continuously do it. You know? Like it's not, I think there's something to be said about a guy that constantly pitches that long and through age. Like he didn't have interruptions earlier on. Tells me that there's something about his makeup that allows him to grind it out better than the average pitcher. So I'm honestly not too worried about that. Did he change usage? Not really. Yeah, this isn't including that he has a cutter, and maybe it's inside of this. Maybe that's what the slider is being listed as. Yeah, I think he's just Lance Lynn, guys. I'm cool with this. Lock that in, move on. Maybe maybe higher than a 25.2. I'll give him that. There you go. A little gift. Huge difference. Let's go to Giolito next. Yeah, Giolito is the premium Barrios now. 180 innings twice, essentially. I don't see. Yeah, 175 sounds good. It should be more than 27 starts, though. Let's put him at 29. Actually, yeah, let's put him another 30. This is I mean, I would probably do a 3.55. This is interesting. I'm gonna have him like right next to Giolito. Actually, yeah, Giolito and Lynn are pretty much. It sounds good to me, honestly. I mean, 106, 104, 110. He's kind of showed that's who he is now. Walk rates have come down too. 8%? Sure, why not? So this mark, so the strikeout rate changing, I think is a product of the inconsistency of the changeup at times last year. Slider is, I want so badly to develop into like that major pitch. And it's nice to see that actually increase its usage and didn't have a drawback. You know, threw in the zone a ton more. Still had a good swing strike rate too. This is actually the most impressive thing from the year. Velocity has been the same. Strike rates went down. I mean, I want this to go up. Strike rate went down on the fastball and he got hit harder with it. Huh. I mean, and flipped over the fastball and grounder. That's very interesting. How did he finish? Was it? I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to put this back at 29. All right. Cease. Oh, man. I don't know how to do this one. He's the one that attracts you. Well, the story of Dylan Cease, as my beard grows once again somehow. Sorry. Okay. As I show off armpit stains too. Dylan Cease's slider is everything. That's like the major step up from 2020. Like it's kind of crazy to me. Look at these swing strike rate numbers. Look at 33.5 to 39. Strike percentage went up. It was just the pitch. 35% O swing versus 27, right? Like, these are just across the board better numbers. So that was great. Like, really good that he had that stable slider. The problem is that on a given night, sometimes the fastball was really good, sometimes it wasn't. Overall, it was a better pitch through the year. 12% swing strike rate versus 8%. O swing on it went up 30%. It's pretty good on a four-seamer. But it's still a low CSW, right? And we want this number 13% called strike rate to go up, because that essentially tells me that the swing rate's pretty high, 53. So, and that's kind of also with the slider, swing rate went up, but you had a low contact percentage. They're selling out for this fastball, is what's happening. So that means they think it's a two-pitch thing. That means if you can get a curveball that has a high zone rate, you should get a ton of called strikes, which is pretty good at 20%, honestly. So if I'm Cease, I'd say the biggest thing that for another jump is if this zone rate goes up to 50%. Then you're going to see this come up to 25%. And then this usage maybe goes up to 20 as he still come down the fastball. And all of a sudden, like, he's not getting crushed as much because now there's more of a question. I don't think the changeup is the answer. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty pedestrian one if you ask me. The good news about it is that it is 78 versus 97. So if he is able to locate this into the zone, which he did, it didn't get burned. 205 batting average allowed, 34% CSW. So actually, maybe I'm being too harsh in this changeup. Maybe if he does believe in it enough, this velocity gap itself, which I think is the number one variable of changeups inside of a repertoire. If you have it over 10 miles per hour, I think, then all of a sudden it becomes something else. 20 is kind of absurd. That's very intriguing. But yeah, he didn't have as good command of it as you'd want. Only 54% strike rate, which is so frustrating because it was so good when he executed it, right? When he got a swing, they whiffed. Like, I should be able to get that here. Contact percentage, yeah, 48% whiff rate. By the way, contact percentage and whiff rate, add the two, that's 100%, right? When you swing, either you're gonna miss, that's whiff rate, or you're gonna make contact, and so 52% means 47.7 on the other side. So I actually don't even include whiff rate because I don't want to confuse people with swing and strike rate. But I just personally make the mental note of the other side of it. Yeah, just look at contact rate. That's all you need to do. It puts season mug around Darvish, Manoah, and Trevor Rogers. And yeah, well, right. That's how I feel, PJ. I think I want Manoah. Yeah, I want Manoah and Rogers more. Darvish is... Yeah, I want Darvish more than Cease. So yeah, I'm with you. And it's kind of nuts. After everything that he did, 32% strikeout rate. It's still a 3.90 ERA. 1.24 whip. Like, it wasn't all glory. I do think he improved, though. There was like a early struggle. No, maybe not. I'm being dumb here. He's prone to this. What happened? Wow, he threw 98 this game. Jesus. Yeah, look at that. Shake it off. I don't know if you see it. Saying shake it off. He gets at Detroit and at Texas next. Actually didn't even get that, but yeah, the next two games, next three. Just fine after that blow up. Huh. There are a lot of times I say stuff and I'm like completely wrong all the time, but it is fun that I can actually like keep myself honest a little. I can like look back at this stuff and actually, Dusty Donut, and actually, keep myself responsible. What's the word I'm looking for? Dang it. Yeah. All right. Whatever. I'm gonna keep moving on. Dylan Cease, 4.16 ERA. It's gonna be better than that. I'm gonna say it's a 3.85. 130 whip is gonna be better than that. 1.22. 26% strike rate better than that. I'm gonna say he's a 28.7. Walk rate probably a little bit better than that. So we're gonna say 8.8. This. You should go more than 158. How many did you go this past year? I mean, 165. Let's go 175. With 29 starts. Wait. No. Let's do that. No. 168. There we go. Yeah, you got 165 in 32 innings. I'll do that. This makes sense to me now. So I completely just changed the Cease projection, which I understand because the projection, this is the major reason why I think I have to do these by hand a lot, is the projection isn't going to weight certain factors of a season. Like, they're looking at 2020 when he had a 17% K rate and, you know, way different guy in 2021 for Cease. And it doesn't really know to weight it differently like that. I might actually lower this a little more. Nah, that's actually fine. This is fine. Okay. Last one, the one that I dislike the most. No, 2 more. I'm sorry. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting here? I feel like there's maybe someone. Oh, it's probably Reynaldo Lopez I'm thinking of, yeah. Okay. Dallas Keuchel. And I'll probably do another team, so I'll do the Reds after this one. I project Keuchel to be fired into the sun. Wow, that's so absurdly harsh. All right. Yes, he wasn't good at all. 4.22 is not the case. 4.65. Wow, that's an aggressively bad whip. Not gonna be that bad. He's gonna make a lot of starts for them. They're saying he's gonna fall off. That's interesting. I don't think that. Well, let's just go with that. Call it a day. I mean, I don't really think there's much we want to do with Keuchel. I'll take a quick look, though. Yeah, you're right, PJ. If he's doing really poorly, here's the thing. If the White Sox don't make another signing, and they aim for Kopech to have that rotation spot, that's great. But I imagine there's going to be at least one more. And there isn't much depth right now with the White Sox, right? I mean, after Kopech, it's Reynaldo Lopez. Are they going to do the crochet thing? I don't think so. Maybe at some point. But outside of that, who else is knocking on the door, right? Maybe some Stiver and Lambert eventually. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is the White Sox are going to be leaning on it through the year unless they make another major signing. And is Keuchel the first one out? I think might be Kopech, but I hope not. We'll see. I can't wait to talk myself into streaming Keuchel aggressively in May just because he has Cleveland, KC, Cleveland, or some cupcake schedule probably. Hey, G Bub, thanks so much, man, for being here. Yeah, I know. At least we'll have a better idea about Keuchel, I think, once April passes. So we'll feel okay with it. I'm sure he'll have a stream here or there. We'll also know more about the teams. Like, I mean, I expect Cleveland to not be a very good offense, but who knows? Maybe KC super wakes up or something, you know? Maybe Bobby Witt is there, or and Salvi's doing the same stuff and so on. There's always some surprises. Like, remember last year Detroit wasn't so bad as an offense? We'll see. Did they? They announced that? This is not. No. Where are you seeing that? Do you have a link for me? Mining the news. Thanks a lot. They never show rotographs in here. So this is interesting to note. So I guess it was a different one. Oh, interesting. So maybe it was this one, and I just completely forgot about it. Yeah, do you see that anywhere? I can't find it. Okay, cool. Will be on limited innings and use an opener, but stands to reason that the club is actively starting in Kopech. Yeah, right. That was on the 30th. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's fine. Right. Kopech isn't going to certainly throw every 5th day. Now, I'm going to adjust this to be about 135. And let's go with 18 starts. 20? Yeah, let's say 18 starts, 140 innings. Right, because he's going to make 18 starts. Let's say there are 5 each. That's close to 90 or whatever. And then he'll get 50 innings in relief. So I'll give him 20 then. You know? And, 5 innings each is, not is very conservative on that. So let's look at the actual ability now. Ha! 386 versus 383 here for Steamer. That's interesting. Yeah, 120, 29%. Sure. This all seems fine. I'm gonna leave this as is. Cool, let's move on to the Reds. Let's just do as many as I can possibly do right now. Maybe I'll do 5 teams today. I mean, yeah. I'll say it again. This is what happens with young pitchers these days, right? It's very rare for them to just get thrown into it and get 170 innings if they go every 5th day. So what they often do is use an opener, do something like that, so that they're still kind of throwing, but they're just not doing it as intensely, and they feel good about the workload. So this is weird. First of all, who knows if Castillo and Sonny Gray are still going to be there on opening day. Second, Vladimir Gutierrez and Reaver San Martin. I don't know. Reaver? I should know that. I don't. Hunter Green is in the mix too. Lodolo too. Man, it's gonna be a really interesting year for the Reds. Huh. But those guys aren't the organizational thing. Barrero. Okay. Who's the other guy? Who's third in organization rank? There's Hendrix, but I thought that was this guy. So I guess Hendrix probably then. Huh. Anyway, but I'm just gonna do this for now. This is I said it before. We're gonna do 2 updates. So there's this one that is with the launch of PL7, and then we're gonna do another one for March 20th. So yeah, I'll be doing this probably at some point, some morning stream. And by the way, I'm gonna be streaming a ton. I'm not gonna wait for like the season to start for me to do the morning streams. I think I need that routine constantly. So I always will have things I need to do, and updating projections will be one of them. My God, this is so ridiculous to me. I mean, the hit per 9 went way up. Walks did too. They have him as a 1.3. I don't think he's a 1.3. I think he's a 1.25. A 3.8 is not right either. .37, 1.25. Walk rate should come down to 8.2. So this at the very least should be better. 25, probably higher. .5. That's very aggressive. 185 innings at 29 starts. It's essentially assuming a 6 and change IPS then. So I'm just gonna keep the innings, but make him 31 starts. 30 starts. right? No, I'll do 31. Man has been like absurdly consistent starting. I'll do 31, 185. Yeah, let's do that. I will look into him now, though. And yeah, I know I didn't. I just kind of did off the top of my head, but we'll look into it now. Consistent in how many starts he's made. Context. So I'm okay. What do I know of Luis Castillo right now? Why did I just automatically do all that stuff? To me, Luis Castillo is a slinger, so his fastball command is not consistent, as the joke was just made by Schwebzy. Changeup took a massive drop last year, if I remember correctly. The slider didn't do enough to compensate for it, but the changeup just wasn't doing all the things it normally does. And let's look at that. So, 41% O swing is still good. It's just not the 50 and 45 we've known. Not in the zone as much. Strike percentage went down to 65%. CSW way down as the swing strike rate dropped, which is very interesting because O swing is still good. But essentially this says to me when it's in the zone, Z contact was up on the changeup, right? That's the huge stuff. 61%, 67, all of a sudden 76. Not good. Swing rates were still high though. This is excellent. This is what you want to see on a changeup. You want guys not swinging at fastballs and then swinging at junk, right? So swinging at over a 55% clip, which is above league average of a swing rate. That's great. 46% on fastball. This is good to see. But fewer strikes. That's fine. That's okay. Contact rate went up. Da, da, da. And the slider, let's see. Really good batting averages allowed. And increase its strike rate, which is good. This is fine. This is all. I mean, it's 37% CSW pitch. Again, it's just not something that's like start to start. It's always weird if it shows up or not. But this is the main thing. And I don't expect his changeup to be this bad. I really don't. I think he lost the feel for it a little bit last year. This should return. And this is good, actually. Lowered the fly balls on it. I think he's fine. You know, I don't think this is going to be the 310 batting average allowed, 362 BABIP on it. Yeah, the home runs got to him too, didn't they? No, they didn't. Oh, that's actually really good. That's kind of what you would hope for the high ground ball rate and stuff. Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, right. I remember everybody. Yeah, good point, PJ. First 2 months, I was saying, guys, hold on. Castillo will be fine, and he was way better. I think June 3rd or something like that. What do we got? Let's do it from. Let's do it from here. Fine. Let's do it from June 4th. That was close enough. All right. So after that was a 2.73 ERA as opposed to whatever we got of a 3.93. But before then, it must have been so much worse. 120 whip still though. And I guess my biggest question about it is how good was the changeup? It got better. Slider was better though. Strike area was 26. Walk rate was still 9.4. But yeah, I mean, really, it's like what, 2 blow-ups in this time? We got one here, and then you got one here, but even that's not really a blow-up. That's 7 innings. It's kind of wild how good Castillo was again, you know? Well, hold on a second. You can't call him that. You can't say that he's gonna be a bargain if it's a leap, right? It's look. We understand the skill set can be great. Fastball velocity is excellent. The changeup has had a history of being phenomenal, but there is there is genuine worry, and I don't think that there is a definite, you know, I don't think you're going to get a 2.73 ERA and a 120 WHIP necessarily, right? Like, you're going to have some roller coaster through the year. So 3.7 ERA, probably, honestly, I'm convinced that it's going to be better, more like a 3.65, and probably a 1.24. Just change it by 0.1. So I am like willing to go in, but I think the whip is always going to be the issue. Even in all of these starts, like, it's still a 1-2 whip in that time. Yeah, they won't have him on their draft lists. You're saying like people are just going to outright avoid him after the chaos from last year, and I get that. Where is he going in this? He's still going at 79. You know? Like, I would much rather have Max Fried. I know it's 9 picks, which is somewhat large at this point, but I would definitely rather have Max Fried. I have Max Fried here at 3.25, 1.1, you know, versus 3.65 and 1.24. Well, Castillo's 79. Manoah's, I mean, Darvish is at 99. You know, Cease is 86. Like, he's still above it. I can't imagine taking Castillo over Morton. Well, Abel, I mean, that's a, you know, with every pick we make, there are concessions we there are concessions we make on what variable we want to believe in most, right? So if you're taking Morton over Castillo, that means that you believe in Morton's health more than Castillo getting back his changeup, which could very well be right. That's, you know, well, Schwebs, you don't draft old guys, so you won't make that concession, right? You're like, absolutely not. He's too old. I'm out. Of course you can, PJ. That's what this stuff is all for, man. It says live Q&A in the title right down there, or whatever it is. Oh, I gotta do this. I got too much shadow going. But yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know where I stand with all this stuff yet. But anyway, Tyler Molly. What effect do you think Stallings will have on the Fish pitchers? None. I'm sorry. I'm generally not someone that equates catchers into the equation of starting rotations. Only negatives. And what I mean by that are, like, Wilson Ramos's effect on the Mets rotation, I think, was a bad thing for Syndergaard and Wheeler. But so many times we think about, like, oh cool, this catcher is so great, it's gonna be a wonderful thing. It's a talking point of, like, oh, Grandal going to the White Sox, Dallas Keuchel is gonna be great now, you know. And I'm sure Alfaro was horrible. I haven't really looked too far into that, but you never know. And there's so many variables going around about what will influence a human. You know, what will change their day to day. And I'm not going to essentially make my assessment and then say, oh, but it's Stallings, so I'm going to drop their ERAs by 0.1 or whatever. I think it's just not one that I'm going to include in the bucket. Happy New Year, Flippity Flab. Good to see you, man. What did Stallings do to help pit pitchers? Made Brubaker palatable. Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah, maybe G-Bov. G-Bove? I don't know. You could argue that Brubaker's slider came alive and he helped them out a bit, but I think that's actually a really good point. Like, the Pittsburgh Pirates pitchers weren't great, you know? He's a top caliber framer and defensive player. That's absolutely. But yeah, once again, like, we've seen excellent framers on other teams too, and it just doesn't. It's not like that catcher all of a sudden makes them the. Like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, I'm not denying that fact of Stallings. I have no idea how to weight that with everything else that we're touching, so I just don't. You know, I don't see an answer to that question. I hope it does affect them positively, but I have no way to equate it, so I just kind of don't touch it. It's probably not the right thing to do, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't really have another choice. So that's all. It's a good question though. Sorry I can't be more helpful. Tell her Molly. I just want you to say Alcantara sure bet for the Cy Young now. Oh man, it is really funny. I mean, I could go on a whole Alcantara rant right now. I've seen some people. I've seen some tweets about Alcantara and how this number 28% CSW isn't excellent. And you know the 24% strikeout rate isn't excellent. But yeah, 13% swing strike rate. And guess what? Guess what? If you take it, I think in the second half. Let's just do from the disaster outing. Right? Look at this. 28% strikeout rate all of a sudden. Where is what I want? Swing strike rate was 15% in his final 12 starts. And guess why? Slider percentage went up to 30%. If you look at beforehand, 21%. And those numbers were way different. 12% swinging strike rate overall. Just a 21% K rate. That's the difference to me. And I think a lot of people are ignoring that. And I'm not just being like an Alcantara, you know, homer or whatever, because I was really into him entering this year and all that stuff, and then he just kind of did all the cool things of, hey, yeah, I'm going to throw hard and be dope and everything. I didn't give it time to load. Give me a second. Look what you've done. Why aren't you loading? No. You can do it. There we go. Fastball velocity went up a full tick. Slider went up to 19% swing strike rate. Oh, it's a 67% strike rate. And that low of a batting average allowed. It's such a good pitch. And the changeup was actually being overused earlier in the season for Alcantara. And when he actually started reducing it again, that's when he actually got good results from it once again. This 24% used to be like 30% early on. Then he used the slider instead, and that's when he exploded. He's so good. And I think the thing that we forget the most about Alcantara is how effective this fastball is. Do I have... Yeah, the bacon. This is absurd to me. This is batting average on contact. So think of BABIP, and then you add in home runs. This is an absurdly low number. I think the average bacon's like 320 or 325. That's really, really good. His fastball is just such an effective offering. It really is phenomenal. Like, that's why you see these low numbers. Like, of course it's this good, because he throws it at 98 miles per hour. And he gets a 31% O swing and hits his own ton. It's crazy to me. It's devastating to righties too. He just throws it inside and just rips them apart. Alcantara is just so good. Like, I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm gonna see if I can. I'll be doing mock drafts, and I might do somewhere. I just get Alcantara in the 4th round and see how I can make my team based on that. You know. But I really think that anyone that drafts Alcantara outside of, where is he going now? He's going like at 40 something. 37. So, I mean, that's right outside the top first 3 rounds. You have spin numbers on his fastball? I don't. Oh, watch the replay from. Oh, you gonna watch the replay? Oh, thanks so much, man. You rock, PJ. Thanks so much for being here. Great stuff too. Good conversation, man. It's one of the things I gotta say that makes this so much easier for me. Like, yeah, this is a lot to do all of these projections. It's like 250 cells or whatever. I could just be sitting alone and whatever and plodding through it, but y'all make it so much more entertaining and fun for me. I can't thank you enough. So yeah, thanks for being here. It's awesome. Who you got between Urias and Sandy? I have Sandy Alcantara all day. Not even a question to me. It's not even close. Sandy Alcantara is the better pitcher. Yeah. I mean, I think I had them back to back in my rankings, but in my head it's Sandy. Sandy was really close to my top tier, I think. I mean, he's Zach Wheeler 2.0. You know, especially now they embrace a slider too. We're just gonna see. I'd be so shocked. I'm actually curious what it is. Not a chance. This should be like 28. I'm serious. 23%. I mean, I understand why it's that low. It's just nah. All right, we're gonna go back to Tyler Mahle. We haven't even touched him yet. I kind of think this is a man he is. I don't think the whip is going to be much better than 123. I think this was his season. That's who he is. No, 385, 124. I'll give him a little benefit of some improvement, but yeah, this is all fine. 29 and 173. What did he do this past year? 33, 180. Yeah, fine. I'll give him 30 again, though. I mean, he should actually, I'll give him 31 and 181. 183. But yeah, I mean, Tyler Mahle, to me, isn't someone to really dive deep into. He's got a really good fastball. Slider isn't as good as we want it to be, and that's about it. Say two. Sonny Gray is a point of contention. Oh yeah, he isn't that great in going deep. Like, he's inefficient. Like, he'll go like 5 and change all the time, but he isn't a guy that'll push you to 7. I think he actually nailed this past year was 30 and 6, so 33 and 180. You know what? I might be too favorable on this then. I appreciate you saying something. I'm gonna lower that down. All right, so Sonny Gray is not for me. Where is he going? Okay, maybe this is too low though. He's annoying as heck. Homers. This is why Alexander Chase is in on him, because he thinks the home run rate is going to come back to earth. There's a good chance of that. Fly ball rate going up though is a little weird. I think the problem that I have, is breaking balls are always just so inconsistent, man. Every year, like, he just goes back and forth of being good with them and then bad with them. His fastball's not the answer. It's fine. You know, back in 2020, he did really well because he wasn't burned by it. 180 batting average allowed, 65% strike rate, right? Increased the strike rate, which is good, but it got hit a little bit more. And now where are you? Batted ball. 326 Bacon as opposed to the 270 and change from Alcantara. That's the difference, right? I want to check out these are bad O swings. You gotta get this above 30, man. It really hasn't been that pitch. It should be the slider is the one that matters, and that's a drop that we don't want. 33%. Yeah, that should be 42, 36, 38. It is really interesting, by the way. I've seen a lot fewer O swings on breaking balls these past few years. You know, I used to be, yeah, I've been used to like a 36% O swing on a breaking ball. And I'm seeing a lot, you know, 36, 38, but it used to be a lot of 40s. And that's why money pitch existed, because a lot of times I saw it. I don't see it as much anymore. Maybe it's a product of being less inefficient. Sunny Gray is the girl you keep finding at last call your favorite. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I like it. So this is interesting. More fly balls on the slider this past year. This is actually just a line drive heavy thing then. That's really low. Low strike rate. My gosh. 53%? It's not what you want. You do not want a 53% rate. What is this? Oh, okay. How's the Rose Bowl going, by the way, guys? I'm seeing that it's something interesting. I just hope OSU doesn't win. What is it? Oh, wow. This is such a high-scoring game. That's absurd. Anyway, doesn't matter. Don't care. CSWs went down. And let's look at the season as a whole. This is interesting. Huh. Yeah. Sorry, just wanted to double check that. You can do that. Can you go like this? You can, that's cool. Anyway, sorry. Just wanted to test that out. Dinner rolls could go bowling. There it is. There it is. Andrew, good to see you, man. So we had some run here. I think this was actually very fastball focused, though. Yeah, it's just all this back and forth with Sonny Gray. It never got locked in. It just never felt great. So that's when the breaking balls were good. Lots of called strikes with the curveball here. And, oh, this was more of a cutter than it was a slider. I remember this now. He shifted how he threw the slider. Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think it's going to be a 4-3-2. There's a chance that he can get back to where he was a bit, but I think it's still going to be rocky a bit. This is fine. This is fine. It's going to be more starts than this, though. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on a sec. Yeah, he hasn't really... It's been a while since he's really pushed it, so I guess that's actually all right. I think more starts than this, though. I think it'll be 28. But not many innings. So I'll say 155. Or 153. This seems right. This seems right. I mean, actually, that's a larger drop in strikeout rate. So let's push him up to 27.5. I mean, that's suggesting that he's destined to be back to like 2018 numbers and stuff, which we don't think he is. But yeah, okay. This is all seems good. It's predicting a worse whip though, and I don't like doing that. So I'll just do the same one. 396, fine. This is essentially saying that the home run problem is still a thing. I think that's right. Still not a good hit per 9 guy. That's right. Yeah. So do I want this guy at 170? The question is how much you can stomach the ERA. Hey, what's up, Dutch boys? You just joined in, but made a dynasty trade to your. Oh, hey. Also, wins. Good to see you, man. Have a wonderful new year to you as well. I made a dynasty trade today for Ian Anderson, but you could please tell me you still love him. Well, I actually already did the projection for. Actually, this should be bold. No, it's not. That actually is not bold. I'm sorry. I did the projection already for Ian Anderson. 3.26, 1.21, and a 25% strikeout rate. So I feel pretty good about that. You know, you should too. I mean, Ian Anderson is someone that has showcased the ability to achieve more. The curveball is the biggest question to me. Fastball changeup is still really good. They're still even tinkering with that with command. But over time and more volume, Ian Anderson should develop well, I think. He has mechanics that should preach consistency over time. Very good going north-south and back and forth. He's kind of like a discount Lucas Giolito in the way that he approaches stuff. So I'm a fan. It's just, the efficiency is the problem right now with the walk rate. The walk rate comes down, the whip goes down, and then all of a sudden you have Lucas Giolito essentially, which is pretty dang cool. Ian Anderson is great, but in Dynasty, you always have to assume you're going to lose 18 months or 2 fantasy seasons to Tommy John at some point. I mean, for every pitcher, though, right? Or just like a young arm. Oh, man, I don't know how I would deal with that. San Martin and Gutierrez. I mean, I'm just going to leave their thing, but this is too high. Nah, let's do that. We're going to bold those. I'm not going to spend time on San Martin. He's too new and fresh that I can't really do anything on it. If they think that he's going to do this, great. Gutierrez fell off dramatically. We liked him because of the schedule. This all seems fine. Seriously, there's nothing I really want to say about Gutierrez. Hey, thank you for tuning in, man. All right, let's go to Cleveland because I'm powering through this. And that seems fun to me. Like what we did the first day was what? We did 15, we did 16 of them. So far we've done another 18? 20? Yeah, we've done 20. Sweet. So let's make it 25. If I did 25 with consistency, yeah, 8 streams, 9 streams left, something like that. Keep in mind, I mean, I have all the FAs and stuff, but I have to get rid of a lot of them. You know, there's a lot of these I'm just making red of, like, I'm not touching those. Because it's just not worth a projection. All the Guardians, right? Did I say Indians? I hope I didn't. I'm here to watch Cleveland. This is gonna be a tough group to do right now. So, Shane Bieber, first and foremost. What do they have him as? 315, that's really good. 112, that's really good. 31%, that's really good. I don't think I'm this high on Shane Bieber. And the reason for that, yeah, this isn't going to be right. I'm probably going to change this. I think that's, hold on a second. So that's going, I think they're going to make another signing. There might be some Muller in there. There might be some Wright. But that's just kind of what they said, like, look, like he's in the rotation right now, technically, right? So whatever, we'll just put him for 13 for now and call it a day. Who knows? I mean, that's the weird thing in projections. Like, playing time is the hardest part, and you know, we'll know more by March 20th if Tucker Davidson is in the rotation or not. I wouldn't think so, but then again, in season he could get that. It's weird. All right, anyway, Shane Bieber. So the problem with Shane Bieber is that when he came back at the end of last year, actually I'll just do it up here. When he came back last year, things weren't great. And let me show you. Went 3 innings, 1 strikeout, whatever, but fastball velocity was 91. Okay? 94 in 2020. 94. That's 3 ticks of a drop off. And that's when he returned. 91 again, right? That's scary. And I'm not exaggerating here. 94.2. 91.1. Okay? Other elements. The curveball and slider, they weren't good. 28 thrown and just 3 whiffs. The curveball was a little better, I guess, than this one. You got 4 whiffs off of it. But he also, I mean, the overall command and everything was just not good. I'm a little scared. And I know that it was maybe rushed a little and there's this whole offseason to be healthy and be fine. But for a guy that, if we're going to project him highly, like I think it's not taken into account that maybe there's something actually innately problematic here that we're not including in. So for me, this is like a 3.5, maybe a 3.6 with a 115. And the strikeout rate tumbling to 27.3. Even that's still really good. I don't hate Shane Bieber. I'm terrified. I'm curious actually. Like, what does Steamer have him at? 3.36. All right, I'll be more favorable. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on my expected thing. Still don't love it though. Bieber was a massive cheater. Oh yeah, there's the spin rate stuff. That's a really good point. Thanks a lot, Danny, for chatting. First time. Thanks for being here, man. I think Andrew's favorite thing to do is to put words in my mouth. What's up? What's up, Yance? It's good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. You're basically saying that Ian Anderson could be Shane Bieber. Well, I'm gonna change this, which is I'm gonna improve the amount of innings. Something like that. Actually, probably more than that because he's on Cleveland. Let's go with this. So that's the thing. He's gonna get more volume. He's gonna throw more strikeouts. I mean, this is still really good. Where is the is this in line with NFBC? Am I being like, I'm curious. Like, where is he going right now? Oh, wow. I would not do that. I would put Alcantara at the very least ahead of him. Probably Ray. I mean, this is still really good. It's just, yeah, I'd be concerned. All right, I'm doing that. Oh. You want me to lock this? How do I lock this? Where do I, how do I do that? Where do I go? I want to do it for you, Andrew. Click the arrow thing. Yeah. Stream sniping, right? What arrow thing? Insert. Oh my god, no. View. There's a way of like locking the thing. I'm sure it's up here somewhere. I just don't see it. Above the numbers. Above the numbers and left of the A. I don't. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nope. Nope. View. Freeze top row. Where's that? Freeze panes. Freeze top row. Boom! Fir tree for the win. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think I'm done here with Bieber. Oh, Cal Quantrill, buddy. So I think you are not as good as you were last year. It's just a slider fastball combination. It's kind of funny to me. Like, Cal Quantrill is going at 244, yet James Caprillion is going at 328. I think they're the same pitcher. Casey Mize. Oh, he's actually pretty similar to Cal Quantrill. So why isn't James Caprillion going anywhere? Anthony Escafani. Wow, yeah. So there's like such a wide gap between these guys. All four of those to me are like the same pitcher. Good fastball and slider combination. So you go to Cal Quantrill. That's not how you spell Cal Quantrill. No, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that. Slider. 50% zone rate and only 206 batting average allowed, 62% zone rate. It was good. It was fine. Fastball is not actually that good. It just kind of was. Like, this is pretty pedestrian. Changeup is a non-factor to me. I don't think it's any good. 85 versus 94 is good velocity gap, I guess, but we're not really seeing the results we want. Abysmal swing strike rate, not enough called strikes. Just a 23% CSW is not good. Guys are swinging at it a decent amount, 50%. Make it enough contact to put in play, and it hasn't been damaging him. Slider is only a 46% swing rate. Fastball's higher. You never want this. You always want a swing rate higher on your secondary stuff than your fastball, unless it's a show me like zone rate curveball or something. But that's not the case for the slider. There's just nothing here. There's nothing like that tells me that this is what's gonna happen with Cal Quantrill. I just don't see it. I don't get it. So I see Cal at 358. You go, no, man, this is a 410. I mean, you know what? I'll be nice to you. I'll give you a 395. 124 seems kind of right. Maybe 127. Get down there. Get lower. 21%, sure. I think this is more like a 20.4 though. Well, I'll leave that. Game started though. He's gonna start a ton. So 28. He's gonna get pushed. That's the one benefit I'll give him. Right? Like he went how many innings? 150. He's ready to go. Yeah. So there's Cal Quantrill. Not a fan. I mean, they have a 476, like 138. That's not right, but maybe actually like 395. I'm gonna put him 403. 403. Okay. Please, Zach. Did he change it to a K, by the way? Or is that just Zach Britton? So this is fascinating to me. That just tells you that its home run rate, it was way up. But what might also surprise y'all is swing strike rate was 11%, and it was just a 17% K rate. That's a weird gap. Normally you see a better strikeout rate with that high of a swing strike rate. So it's like it's about 2 to 2.5 typically. So you probably would see like a 22%. The issue with Plesac, and I don't want to. It's weird. So what happened in 2020? This was amazing. Slider, 48%, 45% O swing, 43% zone rate, 26% swing strike rate. Dropped massively. We're talking about 11 points on CSW on a slider. Same story with his changeup, 30% down to 23%. Swing strike rate dropped dramatically. Batting average allowed, oh my God, way up. Same thing with this. I mean, we knew this wasn't sustainable, and this is fine, but I'm more surprised about this change. I mean, yeah, very small sample, I get it, but just everything was worse here. Curveball got introduced a bit more this year against the lefties. He was using it more against to pair with his changeup against left-handers. This is actually kind of interesting to see him throw it against a righty. It was actually good. It was a saving grace for him at times, but it's just not enough. And I wonder if he can get these changeups and sliders back a bit. While his fastball had to do more heavy lifting, and it's not a good pitch. 320 batting average allowed here. So I'm conflicted. I mean, I will say he's still a good whip guy because he doesn't walk batters. And this should go up. This should probably be the same. Hopefully this whip gets a little bit better because the hit per 9 hopefully goes down. And as the slider and changeup come more into form, home runs should come down too. Strikeouts go up. ERA goes down. So 397, 115 whip, 21% K rate. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to hedge this. We're going to say it's a 410. We're going to say this is a 117. We're going to increase the amount of starts. So push him up to 29. Major benefit is that he is on Cleveland, and he will probably have an IPS around 6. And then I'm going to give him a 21.5. This should not be this high. He doesn't do that. So there you go. Good question. More fastballs, fewer sliders, slightly more curveballs. I mean, the slider wasn't as good. I honestly just think in full off season, this guy can get back into it a bit more. Aaron Sivali, though. Okay, so Aaron Sivali is someone that is, I think, drives me crazy because I think his stuff is, I think he needs to have more confidence in it, which I know is weird because I know the guy tinkers and he really focuses on his stuff, and he is very confident in his ability, but I cannot believe that he throws this curveball just 16% of the time. This has constantly been the pitch. Gets strikes with him at 65% of the time and a low batting average allowed. You know, he gets 21% called strikes and a good whiff rate on it. 37% O swing. It's such a good offering. He's got to throw it more. And he's a guy that sometimes will have 6 pitches on a given night. 2-seamer, 4-seamer, cutter, curveball, changeup, slider. I don't think he needs to do that. It's so much stuff. Cutter is a zone rate pitch. I mean, this is essentially replacing his fastball at times. It's good if you ask me. 71% strike rate, 189 batting average allowed. Hello, that's amazing. Throw this a ton. This should be the 1-2, right? Then you throw in fastballs. Now you have a 4-seamer and a sinker. They're separate. They're not separate here, which is annoying to me, and we're fixing that. So it doesn't tell you the whole picture. But combined, they aren't very good, and they should not be thrown 33% of the time. The cutter. I don't see why you have to not throw this. You do such a good job of this, Aaron Sivali. Throw that. Slider. I feel like this is interesting. It's a high zone rate pitch. So is this cutter, but it doesn't do enough. You know, it gets hit a little bit harder. It doesn't get the same called strikes you'd want with that when it's not getting, like, essentially in the zone and not off. That kind of is, but not as much as you'd think. Changeup, I think, is just not good. Only a 56% strike rate. Not enough O swing. I wouldn't be throwing the changeup really at all if I'm Sivali. And he's thinking, okay, but I need stuff to get out lefties, and that's why you're seeing a 13%. If you ask me, just jam the cutter up and in and throw the curveball underneath. Exactly like this. That's what you do. Cutter's over here. Cutter's over here. Curveball's down here. That's Sivali's way, I think. That's what I'd say, and just like, dude, just go off and do that. Because I think some of your good games, this is what you did. Right? Look at this. 25% curveball usage. 27% cutters. He got lucky of... This was a start where he was able to get called strikes on his fastballs. But he abandoned these. That's great. That's what he should be doing. This was his most successful game of the year against Seattle. So, I think there's still a lot of potential inside of Aaron Sivali. And the reason I'm spending so much time on this is that there are moments when we're looking through this stuff and we got to realize that what they have been is still or what they can be is still a fluid question of approach and different results from their stuff. A lot of guys we talk about on this, it's very straightforward of what their approach is. It's just a question of, is it going to stay that good or that bad? I think for Sivali, it's more of a question of tinkering and getting to a place that he's comfortable with. And all that said, this returned a 112 whip season, 3.84 ERA, 20% strikeout rate. It's kind of good. He got hurt, I remember, halfway through, and then kind of came back. Limited? I'm trying to remember this. Yeah, right. The final month he returned. That's right. Huh. Let's see. Before he got hurt, what was it? 3.32. It's pretty much the same. 106 whip. Wow. He's killing it. I don't want that. I want a date. Yeah, I remember this. He was going through this a patch where, like, I don't know. Then he did well against Seattle. Then Baltimore roughed him up and everything. Yeah, we were feeling really good here, and then it was starting to get a little iffy, and then he got hurt, and it was just kind of, all right, well, I guess that's done. Those are definitely numbers. What's up, Jen? Happy New Year. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I have a funny thing I was thinking about sending you and Spore. That was just a very surreal moment. I'll send it to you guys. But yeah, so when it comes to Aaron Sivali, what is the projection we have here? 411 and a 122. I don't think that's him. I honestly think he's a 116, 385. He went through his injury. What was the injury? Oh my God, what is that? I don't want this. Hand injury. Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Sprained middle finger. Okay, that's not something that really should exist. So I'm going to actually put you down for 31, 185. It shouldn't be persistent is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, he should pitch the entire year. Strikeout rate. Sure, guys. This sounds cool to me. Stuff looks good. So this is pretty good. 385, 116 with a 21% strikeout rate with upside for more. This is someone I'd be heavily considering in like NFBC stuff, and I'm curious 261. I would go for Sivali all day at 261. I'd go above Quantrill. I kind of love Steven Matz because he's on the Cardinals now. But yeah, there's so many guys. I would not touch German Marquez. Wascarino I would be in on. Probably going to be in on him more than Mckenzie. Man, there's so many. Oh my God, John Means. TGFBI is going to be me just like feasting down here. I'm seriously going to just be starters for the first 7 rounds. And then just getting a rotation of John Means, Patrick Sandoval. I'll probably get an Aaron Sivali in here. And maybe Josiah Gray. Josiah Gray is so... it's such a love-hate relationship. Oh yeah, I'd get a Jesus Luzardo. And oh man. So much fun. Ha! It's not numbers. I don't see numbers. I see representations of ability and pitches, you know? It's not numbers. It's not like, oh, I can't wait to take 117 divided by 25 or whatever. Can't wait. No, it's just, I just enjoy talking about these guys. Tristan Mckenzie. Are we going to see Tristan Mckenzie keep the velocity he had at the end of last year? If I get this right, velocity, pitch type. So 92, 92. He had some 93 in here. But at the beginning of the year, it was 92, then down to 91 a lot. Right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of 9 games, he averaged below 92. And then when he came back, he was throwing 93, 93, 93, 93, 93, 93, 92, 93, 93, 93, 93, you know? So can he keep that velocity is the question. Slider and curveball for me are inconsistent. His command overall is inconsistent. He's not a 4.88. I think that's right. I think this is higher because of the walk rate. I'm gonna say 2.3. The walk rate should stay high. I mean, there are going to be some games like this, some stretches, but I think that he's still going to be a high walk rate guy. I mean, I know this is incredibly alluring when he came back. He was just throwing hard. This is mine. This is pitcherlist.com. Ta-da. Pitcher list. You can go there. You can type in the names. Just first name hyphen last name after player, and you can access all of this. But what's up, 40 Heels? And just you wait. Oh man, just you wait until PL7. This is gonna be something else. Cannot wait. Yeah, we revamped it. We revamped it in February of this past year, so in 2021 for PL 6.0, and then we're revamping it one more time. I think for good. In many ways, in February to February 8th this year. Hopefully it might be 15th, but yeah, essentially I just wanted certain data that isn't anywhere to be shown. All right, curveball and slider both have potential, but really keep in mind sub 60% strike rates are not what you want. You want those numbers to be higher. So this is really nice, but that's only when they result in an event, right? And you can't have an event when you have that's over 40% of the time that there's no event, and there's even more than that because it's not necessarily, it could be like an 0-1 strike or something. This is very underwhelming. I think guys make a lot of contact with it. Yeah. That's 85% Z contact. Not ideal. Not the worst that you see from a fastball, but 81% contact is pretty dang high. And then batted ball. That's fine. It's not, it's not Alcantara, but it's also not Plesac, right? He's in the middle. He's pretty average. The real problem to me is it is a high zone rate, but I don't like how he scatters it generally. Some days great when and just throwing hard and having this wonderful run. It was some good stuff. Yeah, he was in a nice groove, and then it came crashing down. Yeah, so I hope it works, but you gotta be safe with this. So I want to do this. He's gonna get more than 20 starts though. I'll put him at 27 with 165. I think that's right? No, that'd be at 29. So let's put him 155 then. That seems right. 24 at 120. Oh, yeah, he is inefficient. I'll do that. All right, I think that's enough for today, guys. Yeah, he was so good for that one. I mean, I could do Colorado and really push it right now, but it's already 7:10. I have to eat food and whatnot. There's a chance that I show up in 2 hours. I need to get through all of these. I mean, for a moment there's, with this stuff, I'm probably going to skipping all of these. These are good. I don't know. What's the status of Homer Bailey? What happened, Homer Bailey? It's not even happened to. It's just, what happened, Homer Bailey? I want to even Yeah, Homer, what happened, man? Hey, thanks so much for the sub. Oh, you're awesome. Thanks so much, 40 heals. Where do I stand on Gaussman this year? Well, on the ADP wise, it's just, what's important is do I agree with their consensus or not? He's at 59 right now. I do think there should be some drop based on him being in Toronto as opposed to San Francisco. Way different. Should you fight Gwyn? Sure. I mean, honestly, I'll watch you once and you'll win the first time or something, and I'll just be so sad about everything. Oh, when? You want to do it tonight? Because it's I think you're really close to the end. But as far as Gaussman goes, I believe in the fastball and splitter being good. Do I think it's gonna be a 3 ERA and such? No, I think it's probably gonna be a 3.4, 3.5. Being in the AL East, it's Vlad Jr. isn't the greatest defensive third baseman. You lost Semien too.
Hot dang, look at you.
I probably got a pot tonight. Nice. Oh, thanks so much for the follow, G-Bub. That's awesome, man. So yeah, as far as Gaussman goes, this seems about right. I'm probably gonna have him above Freddie Peralta, probably over Logan Webb, but around where Aaron Nola is, Robbie Ray's gonna be higher, Chris Sale's gonna be higher, I think. Yeah, you won't be disappointed with it. There will be stretches where Gaussman won't be good, and you won't have a splitter for a second, then I'll get it back, and he might allow some extra home runs because it's the AL East and Toronto, but he's gonna get a lot of wins, and they're gonna lean on him heavily. He's not gonna get pulled in the fifth often or something like that. He will go 6+ constantly, so you should feel pretty safe going for Gaussman. Hopefully that's a good answer for you. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what that's a good point. I just kind of, in my head, I just saw Vlad playing third. First base. Yeah, of course, duh. Still not ideal at first base. But Bichette's fine at shortstop, my understanding. Cavan, I don't know. Yeah, whoever their third baseman is. But what I'll say is Toronto, not ideal. It's not like, I think the Giants had a higher one. The Cardinals are an amazing one. It's not helpful for Gausman's case is all. Yeah. That's what I got. That's Kevin Gausman. Fastball is really good, though. I think it's not talked about enough. Like, here, let me show you now. This is absurd. If I actually go into this, 75% strike rate on a fastball is crazy. If I do this, we look at four-seamers. Actually, you know what? I might be able to... Oh, just four-seamers. Oh, we don't have strike percentage? No, come on. Aw, dang it. That's one of the highest I've seen. Nah, dang it. That'll be different, just so you know, guys. Yeah, we don't have it right now. Oh, that's annoying. But let's see. What else? I mean, is there another way to showcase this? Not really. Nah, fair enough. Okay. But anyway, 75% strike rate is crazy good. 254 batting average allowed isn't the greatest thing. But when you have that many strikes, that's okay. You're all right with that. And the splitter, 61% strike rate, but 24% swing strike rate is crazy good. And a 143 batting average allowed. And he pretty much just goes back and forth between those. The slider is nothing to write home about, but it is nice that it does have a 21% call strike rate. Like, he throws it in there at times to steal a strike, and that's cool. 57. Not, you know, nothing great, but it's fine. I mean, that would be the thing that would really set him apart and, like, escalate massively if he had, like, a real good curveball to float in there. Kind of like prime Dylan Bundy in that way. But yeah, that's Kevin Gausman. Ta-da. I think also the fastball velocity stuck. Yeah, so like 93 and change, actually really right at 94. 95 and 94.6 is great. You know, it helped keep the strike rate up. Zone rates are still really good. He actually even brought down its damage. What was the bacon on it? Oh God, that's bad. This got way better, which is a good thing. But anyway, all right. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for being a part of this. I will be here at some point tomorrow, probably tomorrow night. Very small chance I show up at like 10 o'clock tonight or something, which I could honestly just do because I want to get through all this as much as I can. But yeah, thanks for being here. Really, you guys are the best. It makes this so much easier for me. That's going to do it for today. So as always, all hail CSW, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high. I'll see you guys soon.